Hello, welcome back to the Ruth Gemenet Show, where we share our stories of faith, pursuit, and journey. In this show, we bring you guests who just talk to you to inspire you to believe in yourself, to pursue your dreams, and become who God created you to be. Now, on set today, I have an amazing friend of mine. We actually met while at work, right? Yes, and we shared quite a little bit, and I saw his passion. I remember there was a time I was having like counseling sessions in class. Then he always volunteered to go on my behalf. So I saw like, oh wow, yes. And amazingly, he is a young person for young people. Today you're well represented. He's a young person. He is a student leader at Muranga University. Yes, he's also a peer counselor and a mental health advocate. So welcome on set, Ian.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're much welcome.
So I'm about to be part of the program.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for showing up. So, who is Ian, basically?
I'm glad you asked that.
Mm-hmm.
So my name is Ian Gitonga,
Yes.
a student at Moran University of Technology, a fourth-year student for that matter, and a teacher trainee in education science, particularly in maths and chemistry. Ian is a person who is really passionate about mental health advocacy for the fact that we're living in a so declassified world
Yeah.
where mental health has been a toothless bulldog that's been knowing
Wow.
the lives of the young people in particular.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Wow. Ian, so how you are a mental health advocate, I think that's one thing you emphasize more about. So, how was your childhood? How was growing up? Did you have any mental health issues that made you want to pursue mental health or want to become an advocate for mental health?
That's so interesting, and thank you for that.
Mm.
My childhood was characterized by a lot of struggles here and there for the fact that I was raised in a family of 4 kids and immediately a family of 6 people.
Yeah.
And so you in such a family, you understand everyone is in need of this and that. And so definitely you could not get everything at ease. I don't know if the results definitely no yield with me. And so I found it so hard to cope for the fact that I would see my friends, my peers who have everything at their disposal. So I felt so bad. Le- Secondly,
Yeah.
my childhood was characterized too by a lot of parental advice, overprotection or something of that kind.
You are always guarded.
Exactly. And so I felt really, I see all the other kids playing together, so why not me? And that would bring something of identity crisis. Am I not adequate to be the part of that particular team?
Wow.
I see. And battling with such too. And again,
Yes.
for the fact that I happen to be elder than my younger sisters,
Like you are the firstborn,
the second.
the secondborn.
Yeah. So they looked down upon me. They looked upon me rather.
Oh, yeah. They were looking up
Yeah,
to you.
up.
Like they had much expectation from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was really afraid of failing them, bearing in mind that being the male factor. And so uh, I I had that struggle in mind not to act strong despite the fact that I was really suffering from the deeply feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So you talk, what about the other siblings? Why did you not want to play with them?
Well, definitely I had the urge to be part of the kids
Uh-huh.
and engage.
Like in your family, you said you're 4.
Yes.
So you are not playing with other kids from the hood, but in your family, your sisters,
Yeah, I
you,
did so well, so reported so nicely. However, not that I never played with other kids from this locality, but limited circumstances. Perhaps when the parents are away, so I had the opportunity to sleep, and now have the bonds there.
okay.
Yeah, and till their relief now they felt, really made it at that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So why mental health? Of all the things, why mental health?
Well, mental health we live in a world whereby we are engaged in a lot of technology, and digital literacy is one thing we cannot avoid. And so for this reason, the United Nations program made use of the technology to bring us together, right? And now through that, we have the standard development. Amongst them, we have the standard development goal number 3 that now emphasizes on the health as a wealth, right? So health as a wealth now encapsulates mental health too. Remember, there is no health without mental health.
Exactly. Yes.
And definitely, weak mental health will cascade down to affecting your physical mental health.
Yes.
And secondly, living in a society where we have so many people with various gifts and talents, and doing so well academically, but along the way they tend to fumble. It thoroughly is, something that I find so unbearable with me.
Yes.
With a figure to really show them the way, especially them that are younger than me,
Yeah.
will get some help.
Yes.
And as I wind up on that, mental having some mentor figures that may have really enabled me to see the odds in part that I'm not lost in whatever I am.
Yeah. So like you had mentors that made you want like to pursue these. And I of course it's something that you're also passionate about. Okay. That's amazing. So I'd like to know also, you mentioned there are a lot of mental health issues right now in the whole world. So do you mind like telling us what are some of them? Because I'm actually told that out of how many people, like is it 5 or 3 people, one of them must be having a mental health issue. Yes.
So when talking about mental health, it's categorized into 4 major categories. And to begin with, we have one referred to as the anxiety disorder. And living in so an uncertain world, we often beg the questions, what if? What if? Should I fail? What if?
Okay, I think anxiety. I think almost everyone is suffering from the anxiety disorder. Yes.
And so getting over it now becomes quite problematic for quite a number of people.
Is it the most common?
It's the most common.
Yes.
So as you've mentioned, actually, everyone.
It's close to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the most common, is the one which is affecting other people. Okay, then what about others? Because you can see there are also so many cases of suicide that are happening. You can see men are committing suicide. And of course, as women, we thought like men are the strong people. Yeah, they're the ones like, why?
So actually, that defies the odds. And so the second category of rather type of mental health challenges and stuff, something we call post-trauma stress disorder, PTSD. Post-traumatic stress disorder, from the word trauma now and the word post, it categorically means one had experienced some particular trauma of a given form. Could be child abuse, parental violence, as you perhaps crack as well. So getting to navigate that seamlessly becomes hard.
Yes.
So whatever ensues now is why we use the word post-trauma. Becoming difficult to navigate from that point now will lead to you developing some form of emotional dissatisfaction, but
Okay. Yes.
whatever we call PTSD.
Okay.
Thirdly, at least we have some mood disorders, right? Mood disorder. Mood. Yeah.
Okay.
Mood disorder. And these often, as the word is, mood, right? A lot of disparities in mood, right? Where one is not in a position to control whatever is working, they're feeling at that particular moment. And the best example of this is whatever we call bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
And the last one, whatever we call a psychotic disorder.
Yes.
Psychotic disorder now is when you are so afraid or you detach yourself from the reality. Detach from yourself from the reality. This is great, but I stick to the fact that this is yellow.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Yes, it's a case now we have something we call schizophrenia. So schizophrenia now is when you get to it affects how you think, how you feel, and how you express yourself. Because having identified this as yellow, then
Yes, but like
clearly so.
you clearly this is gray.
Yeah.
Yes.
So definitely it tells your thoughts are so disparate, and you think from that wrong perspective.
Yeah. Wow. So amongst all the disorders that you have mentioned, which one is the one which is leading to most of the suicidal cases?
One leading to most of the suicidal cases are anxiety disorder.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
What?
I affect what you affect would be anxiety.
And funny is the most common. So anyone can be a victim.
Anyone is susceptible to being a victim.
What? Yeah. Okay. Do we have a misconception about mental health?
Misconceptions about mental health.
Yeah.
As per the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, that is the UNICEF, that has recently been rebranded to United Nations Children's Fund. They've categorized quite a number of misconceptions that need to be dispelled. And the first one is mental. If you happen to suffer from mental health challenges, then it means that you are one of low intelligence. Them that suffer from mental health conditions, it's perceived that they have low intelligence, you know. But the fact remains that everyone is prone to this.
Yeah.
How are your IQ likely?
Yes.
No?
Yeah, because the suicidal cases that we have seen, even prominent people, big people, people who are so educated, like, yes, yeah, they're all dying because of mental health. So it's not right that people assume that there's just a category of people, yeah, who are likely to experience mental health. Okay, then, what can friends and the people who are close to you help someone who is suffering from mental health issues?
Well, how do you lead a helping hand?
Yeah.
No? As far as guidance and counseling is concerned,
Yes.
we normally say that the first and last principle counseling and assisting such people is listening, listening, listening.
But
Active listening without judgment.
okay, but it's so hard for people to open up.
Yeah.
If there's one thing, I think this morning I was discussing with my friend Abby, and we were like, why is it so hard that if you have any particular issue, the last person you want to go to is your family?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that fear. Yeah, so how can someone who wants help, where are they supposed to go?
Well, you are in need of help. You should come from help, right? Okay, friends. But having gotten to some point in time where we preached our trust,
Wow.
where the confidentiality levels between you and me are not, then at no point in time shall I be at comfort zone share with you.
Yeah, like sharing with your immediate relative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I choose to rush to my family. They have seen me before, right? And much as it's the family, not all of them are red family, right?
Yeah, that's the
The
point.
point is that one single person who stood your back is at your back and call every other time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but there's that fear.
There is
What will they say?
anxiety disorder.
Oh, okay. So you're having something that is disturbing you. Then, on top of that, there's the anxiety disorder again. So you are not even willing
Yeah.
to get the help. Okay. So now, when can someone now turn and see like a therapist?
Well, alluding to whatever you asked first, how do you help this person?
Yeah. How do you help them
Yeah.
before now? And of course, the therapist.
The second bullet will be leading them to a professional counselor, some professional assistant, professional lending people, right? I'm glad that we evolved to such a world where we got so many NGOs
Yes.
that are ready to offer such assistance, right?
Yeah.
You know, to whatever your question is, how do you know that is the time to seek professional assistance?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, when you realize some change in your behavior, right? No, when you talk about mental health, it's particularly concerned with your well-being, both psychologically and emotionally, right?
Yeah.
If you realize that there is a lot of behavioral change, right? This will be characterized by a lot of decreased productivity, probably at work. You know, if a student then will be characterized by reduced performance, you know, increased absenteeism.
You are performing so well,
Yeah,
then you just notice
but first,
the grades are dropping. You're reporting to work late.
sure, I think that's quite unusual, you know. And it's good I mentioned that I've been quite a victim of this, by the way. Well, at school in my high school, I happen to be a student leader there. Now, being a student leader at high school, there is definitely a lot of pressure that comes with sign, right? You have to attend to students in various capacities. You have to create time for your studies too. It's got too much for me to bear. Point that I really deteriorated as far as my performance is concerned. And as I grew, it's when I realized whatever it was happening at that particular moment, I could not really understand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you are mentioning school. Now you are a victim at school. So are you doing anything in schools?
Well, in schools now, whatever should be done is,
Yeah.
for my case, was about the student leadership. So in high school, particularly. So the recommendation that would be made in such a case then would be, let's not overburden these student leaders with our school.
Yeah.
They have roles to play as far as the academics are concerned. Anything then, that's the major thing that, you know, and, being students, some students could be quite unfolding. Yeah. And if you happen to be a subject to that, then your concentration levels definitely will be affected and
Yeah.
has that minimal form.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So I think something should be done in schools. Like there's I think in every school there's a guiding and counseling department. Yeah. So these students, especially the student leaders, you're saying there's a lot of pressure on them, and they really need all these. Okay. Um, you mentioned you're also a student leader. Oh wow. In which department?
Well, in since my journey at school, right from the primary school level through to through to university, I'm glad that God has gifted me leadership,
Okay.
and it's something I don't take for granted.
Yeah.
And so at the moment, I serve in Royal University of Technology,
Yes.
yeah, Educators and Counselors Club, where we're so concerned about creating awareness about our general well-being as far as we are concerned, that the psychological and emotional part is concerned.
Yeah.
And so I chair that particular forum, and I've worked as well with the numerous organizations in the school that are concerned with the same. And it's good that I mentioned as well, last year I ran the presidency of the entire institution.
Wow.
Yeah,
Congratulations. That's taking a big leap.
sure, a leap of faith,
Yeah.
right? We dare to dream.
Yeah.
And we speaking about mental health, right?
Yes.
I took the leap of faith of running, daring to dream and execute that vision that I had.
Yes.
It never worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so that as well really had some repercussions to my mental health,
Wow.
you know?
Yes.
Yeah, having invested all your finances and everything. Then
I know student campaign, the way they are. They are so costly.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I ran for the presidency,
Yeah.
and the journey is still on course.
At least you took that leap of faith. So you say you did not get. So and it affected a little bit about it affected your mental health a little bit. So what can you tell someone who has been in a similar journey?
Well, in a similar journey, get my word would be,
Yeah.
get one person with whom you trust everything to.
Yes.
That one friend will never leave no matter what.
Yeah.
There is a whole difference between being a friend and knowing me.
Exactly.
See,
Yeah.
distinguish the difference from knowing people and knowing friends, right?
Yeah.
A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Indeed.
I think it would be quite in order if I acknowledge the fact that I had one single friend who stuck with me from the word go.
Mm.
Allow me mention here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
He's Harrison Muthoni. Harrison Muthoni, that's my best friend actually. The word go, he stood with me.
Yeah.
And so You see, now such friends, is whom everyone could at least have, share everything without fear.
Yes.
Living, had I not had such a person, then maybe
Yeah, we will not be here, I think. Yes, he would not be here. Yeah, but I'm glad. So you encourage someone, just have one person that you can confide in.
Yeah.
So when that need arises, they can be there for you to guide you. Okay, that is great. Okay, so in your journey, we are dealing with mental health issues. I know you have encountered so many people. How has been the experience? And and how has it transformed who you are right now?
well, quite a number of cases, quite a number of issues have been brought to my attention,
Yes.
and definitely as I address them helps me to grow as well. I have challenged myself to learn from the experience of her.
Wow.
Much as it's normally said that experience is the best teacher.
Yes.
Let it not teach you past, right?
Wow.
Learn from whatever others learned,
Yes.
the experience they got, right?
Yes.
So out of the same whatever I've got to take off is one, I have to set very realistic goals, right? Very, very realistic goals.
Mm,
I happen to be in the class of Gen Z, right?
yeah.
And you normally love things that come easy, right?
Yes.
And definitely, why would I not love riding in an Audi in no time, right?
Without working.
So what she had to come from my bed,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so the word is easy come, easy
Here
go,
we go.
right?
Yes.
Setting realistic goals. These goals should be simple and something which you can achieve in a given amount of time.
Yes.
Something that is realistic. You don't set goals to scare people.
Yeah.
They have argued that if your dreams don't scare you, then they are to thrill again, right?
That's right.
No, we are not in the same capacity.
Yes. Yes.
So for the young people, my word is set realistic.
Just set realistic goals so that you do not overwork yourself and somewhere you are not meant to.
So
Yeah.
pursuing a different way, a different perspective you're not supposed to get into.
Exactly.
And tying something else on top of that, focus on self-care, focus on self-compassion. I owe myself a lot of happiness. I owe myself a lot of peace of mind. And definitely, when I talk about focusing on self-care. What is focus? Focus is following one course until successful.
Yeah.
Following one course until successful,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Definitely with that, there is no instance of divided attention.
Yeah.
And in such, we get very, very motivating results. Right? Yeah.
Wow, that's so amazing. So, how can the society today, like the people who are watching you, what can you tell them so that they can support people out there who are struggling with mental health issues?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, accentuating to whatever I had earlier said, that mental health condition is challenges are not associated to people of low intelligence.
Yes.
Number two, mental health challenges are not associated to people who are perceived to be weak.
Yes.
Number three, mental health, you're not supposed to take care of your mental health
Yeah.
once you realize you have become a victim. Do it as early as now. Prevention is better than cure, right?
Yeah.
So, having identified one of a similar cause, of a similar challenge, how do you run to it? You know, I'm glad that mental health is no longer a secretive topic
Yes.
while you're living in.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the Ruth Gemenet show because you've really exhibited that,
Yes.
giving platforms on where we can enlighten the masses.
Yes.
It's quite a bold step, actually.
Thank you.
In order for that.
Thank you so much.
And having mental health as an open conversation there, it's one way as well for the society to chip in.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we have support groups in our society that people don't know that they can run to?
Yeah.
They are there. So how can one find any of them?
Well, I'm glad that we're living in a world whereby technology has become part and parcel.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have 1,000,001 toll-free numbers in which you can get access to uh, mental health, or rather psychological practitioners. This could be the psychiatrists, name them, and the counselors. At schools, we have them.
Yeah.
Guidance and counseling has been integrated as part of the co-curricular activity in learning students, right from the primary school level all through to the tertiary institution.
tertiary
right?
institution. Yes.
So, number two,
Yeah.
I'm glad that the government, not only in Kenya but entirely, we have non-governmental organizations,
Yeah.
right? And this has been empowered through the courtesy of United Nations.
Yeah.
I had mentioned something to do with UNICEF, right? And UNICEF offers a variety of assistance. It's one of the non-governmental organizations in Kenya,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Such programs are quite a number. And allow me as well acknowledge,
Yes.
I live in the student fraternity. That's where I am based currently, right?
Yeah.
There is one good friend of mine, by the name Rwanda Mongela.
Yeah.
She runs a program by the name Let's Talk with Boss Baby. Let's Talk with Boss Baby. Actually, that's one of my motivation pursuit is mental health journey. As well, I have a friend of mine by the name Ryan Baruch. He runs a forum by the name Gen Stop Organization. Right? Such forums, then, yeah.
At least the knowledge is out there. Yes, someone can easily get help.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much for taking that bold step and pursuing this side. I mean, before even go to the next question,
Yeah.
men. I mean, we assume men a lot, but men are going through mental health crises.
Yeah.
Yes, and then there are also increasing. There's also increased cases of femicide in the country, which are also being, of course, some men are responsible for that. So please, can you enlighten us? What's happening? Yeah.
Leading to one of the misconceptions about mental health.
Mm.
There is one that I mentioned that mental health conditions are concerned for people that are weak, generally in the church, right?
Yeah.
And we're in Africa.
Yeah.
A little from the fact that Africa is so much a patriarchal society, then
Yes.
will be a lot of deception on our end, right? Men are perceived to be so strong in nature. But here comes the contrary. Men happen to be the biggest victims, right? So the point is, how do we become victims? We are afraid of speaking it out, letting it known to people.
Yes.
The best thing to men, myself included,
Yeah.
there is nothing wrong with letting it known to people, speaking about it.
Yes.
And if anything, actually, that has a direct repercussion on our lifespan,
Yeah.
the longevity of our lives.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
you'll agree with me that the longevity of life for the female counterparts is quite longer.
Yes, than the male.
And actually, I find it so hilarious that shedding tears for men is considered quite
Like a weakness.
a weakness.
Yeah.
It's paradoxical how this thing perceived to be a weakness happens to be the strongest point for a female counterpart. You see?
Yeah.
If actually yields positive with some other people, why does it not yield to these other?
Yes.
Let it known. Let it get known to people.
Exactly.
There is nothing wrong with shedding.
Shedding tears, crying it out. Yeah, letting it out.
Letting it.
So crying helps a lot.
It's so therapeutic, actually. Very, very therapeutic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Men, please do not be afraid to cry when you're facing a situation. It will serve you. All right. Thank you so much. So, how can people find you online and see the work that you're doing and also support the great work that you're doing at the university level?
At a personal level, I perhaps may give my social handle.
Yeah, go ahead.
Find me at Twitter at Professor Ian M. Gitonga. Professor Ian M. Gitonga. And that my Facebook platform, Ian Gitonga. Yeah.
All right.
And the university capacity, I work hand in hand with the counseling, guidance and counseling unit of the university. So it's good that I recognize the fact that we work under one very, very supportive matron, Madam Bruno Goretti. As well, may reach out to her platform. We live in a world whereby we are trying to help God.
Yes, that's right.
As well, Jeruno, immediate reach out.
All right. Thank you so much. So what's your petitions?
My parting shots. Well, allow me underscore the following. When you don't know whom you are, the chances of becoming whom you are not are inevitable. Whatever it is that I've said, it's purpose.
Oh.
Right? If you live an unpurposeful life, then means the chances of you getting lost along the way are so high.
Yes.
Secondly,
Yeah.
this is the time we've been waiting for. This is the time we've been waiting for. Action.
Action. And that is what this show is all about. Thank you so much for staying with us till the end. And we just hope this topic on mental health is going to change your perspective in life and just help you to become who you are created to be. This has been the Ruth Gemenet Show. Thank you for staying with us. Until next time, goodbye.